Hi, good morning everyone. Good to see you guys. Everybody good? The nice work that man has given you. You all have reflected on what the essence of the entire concept of the education. What, let's say, today you heard about Robbin Ghosh. See, all of us have 24 hours in our life, per day. But some of us go ahead and do very well in life, rise very high, and some of us stay down there. What's the reason? Some of us will say it is because of my parents were like this, I'm always troubled with this problem. You don't understand what difficulties I have in my life. Or some of us will say, I have so many things to do. See, a couple of things with these great characters, the great personalities that you have. What did they do with their 24 hours? Look at that. You just got an example. And can I start doing something like that for myself? When I'm blaming the people for the infrastructure, for the bad road, and when things are not clean, I'm trying to blame the politicians, the leaders, the parents, and you don't love me, pointing a finger at everybody else. And what does it mean? The fault is out there. Who is that? Not me, somebody else out there. But that exactly is the most important cause of the suffering in our life. So what do you do with the 24 hours? Now, like, a nice idea has come up. Start digging on this, what Shadaman was talking about. We are dealing with the IV and the Vedanta. And they're both so beautifully married together. But until you kind of understand it within your own self, and how do you do the understanding? By dealing with the data, by dealing with the informations. Look at Baba Ambedkar. Came from absolutely downtrodden family. 11 children. He was one of them. And from there, he got the most popular person award, the Bharat Ratna. What did he do with his life? You and I say, oh, he is blessed. Sure, he is blessed because he worked with it. So you and I can be equally blessed if we start to work with it. And that thing which all of us are searching for is happiness, is peace and love. It's not the money. It's not a good health. It's not a good relationship. It's not a good house or a car or a very special mobile. Why not? Everybody's racing for that, because none of them are permanent. What you have today, hey, you didn't have 5 years, 10 years ago. And you never know, you may not have it 5 years, 10 years from today. Anything. Look at it. Whatever so-called things that we're chasing for, racing for, wanting very badly. Happiness. Basic ingredient. Anything that you want in your life, you have to give it to other people. The moment you give it to other people, you give the happiness to other people, you will be surprised how much of happiness comes on your way. But you and I do what? We grab onto the thing and we say, no, I don't want to share. But the moment you share, you get double, triple, 100 times more. That's the nature's law. What you do with, like what Chandra was just talking to you about, what you do with this, your time, is extremely essential. Instead of brooding over our sufferings, you don't know what my problems are. It generally the thing is, I don't want to talk about it. Or you will say, you go in for a script and then it's tell your wife or husband or parent, it's okay, it doesn't matter. Trying to show your tantrum. And creating what? What did you dump just now? It's alright, I don't want it. What did you dump? Unhappiness. And remember, everything that we leave behind, it's not going to stay behind. It's going to come back. To you, whatever you leave. But we are so uncomfortably unconscious about that, we are not aware of it, and we say it doesn't matter. So we speak harsh, our tongue is always wagging and criticizing other people, pointing fingers at other people. That's not what the great people did with their time. What did the great people do with their time? They created other people. They made them happy. They made them knowledgeable. So what is education, what we are talking about? Is to become a good person. What is a good person? Good person, whenever they are, people give them vote, crore, the most favorite. Why? Everybody wants it. Can you and I be? Of course. Start with your little family. I am going to be the most popular wife and the husband, and the mother and the father. I'm going to do everything. It doesn't mean you get only locked onto just one thing and don't move from it. That's also being selfish. You're not limited. You're not limited. You're infinite. Just think, whatever you and I possess today, you hold on to it. Let's say the strongest thing. A young mother or a mother with a baby. Whole day, night, she's just thinking about the baby. Yeah? Every moment. One eye is there. You may be doing chores, maybe giving things to play with the baby. Now, even this mother, when she goes off to sleep, have you noticed she leaves that baby behind? Where is the baby when she goes off to sleep? You might say, oh, you don't know, you're not a mother, mothers hardly get any sleep. True, but tell me, she does sleep, no? When she goes to sleep, where's the baby? That's the baby. What about the mobile? What about the house? What about the name and the fame? Where are they? What about the dear wife and the husband and the parent and the house and the job and the project? Everything is left behind. So, Vedanta is talking about what these great masters utilized it. That you and I work with the light of the sun. This is the statement from there, but it never gets old. That is why it is called Vedanta. What does Vedanta mean? Veda is the knowledge. And Anta is, it has no end. The supreme knowledge. It will never get old. So what do? We work during the day with the sun's light. During the evening, Vedanta is talking about, we work with the light of the moon. And when the moon is also not there, sun is also not there, we work with the light of the fire. So light of the sun, light of the moon, light of the fire. You know you're present the moment you look at yourself in the mirror, or you feel your hands and body. What happens to this yourself when you go off to sleep? Where is it? Let's say a simile. You're in a dark room, huge. Imagine there is no light. or you're in a dark forest. So there is no sunlight, no moonlight, no fire. And let's say you're searching for another person who was with you, or 2 or 3 people. So now you try to search for them through this sound. So the sound, or the light of the sound. What is light of the sound? Where is the light in the sound? It's an awareness. So what do? Hey Priya, where are you? And Priya says, yes, I'm here. So you are now identifying that person is there through the sound. What happens when the sound goes dead? So what gives you pitch dark? You can't even see your hand. I don't know if you ever been to such kind of darkness. They're there. I've been there. It's quite scary initially, till the time you learn to be at peace. You can't see your own hand. But tell me, you don't have the sunlight, the light, the fire, the sound. How do you know you are there? How do you know you're there? You got into deep sleep. The whole world is left behind. As soon as you're waking up, today morning, as you started to getting up, something happened and you started to become, you're aware. Sometimes, have you noticed, it happens, you're totally lost, you're totally disoriented, you don't even know where you are, and it particularly happens if you're in a hotel or a new place or something like that, or you've gone for a campfire and you're in a tent, you're totally lost. And it takes a while, maybe a moment or maybe a few seconds for you to suddenly orientate yourself. What is orientating? What is orientated as you're getting up? If you look carefully, we have spoken about this before, it is that consciousness. So what did Baba Ambedkar do? He worked with his consciousness. He used the time. He didn't let it go by just sleeping. Or just wasting time. It's a beautiful thing what Shadamam has come out. Thank you, ma'am. Write about this concept. Come out with your own. So what? It doesn't have to be, do refer to whatever you like to, but write something. Now this, everything that you do today, anything that you've learned, have you noticed it happens only because of your consciousness? If you're conscious, then only you do that. If you're unconscious, you're in coma, you can't even hear me, you can't even see me. How would you learn to play cricket, or sitar, or writing, or reading? Nothing. How do you suddenly, as you wake up and put your hand in the baby and, okay, baby is there. How do you do that? You become conscious. During your deep sleep, just like the darkness of the forest or the room, where were you? Notice that consciousness was there. And that consciousness shall always be there. It was there even before your body took birth. It will be there even this body is left out. It's not going to go anywhere. Consciousness will continue to be. So what do? Utilize that consciousness today. Now, it is not possible that you will not use your hand or eyes. But have you noticed, we often do not use our brain. We just let it, I don't want to be boring. Rather, have you noticed why TV is so popular? Why is it so popular? Because it doesn't let you do anything. You don't have to do anything. You just watch it. And it doesn't even have to think. The director is telling you, smile now, cry now, get tense because there's a fight going on. Director is telling you. So you're very happy. A soap, an opera or something. Why? Because you have nothing to do. The moment you start to do, you become Ambedkar. The most masters, great people, they don't watch TV. Or anything. And even if they're watching, you will see, by the way, you are creating some of the kids. The mothers come and tell me, TV is going on, grandpa is watching, parents are watching, children are sitting in front of the TV, they're in the part of the group. But what are they doing? They're painting, they're writing. Once in a while they look up at the TV and go down. They're not interested. How can it be? Why not? Watch. Have you realized everybody loves cricket? Yeah? When you play cricket from morning to evening, whether you're young or you're grandfather of the house, have you noticed you're not thinking about TV? Are you thinking about TV when you play cricket? You're old one, young one, or in between, and how to hit a big six and show up. So, work on this, on a very simple thing, but it's the giant of all learning. And the moment you start to do that, you will certainly find that you do have caught on to who you really are, who you are. You say, I'm a girl, I'm a man, I have this body. Is this so? If it is so, then why is it going away? Why are you aging? Aging is what? It's not permanent. And then you try to hold on to the age by doing various kind of things. Yeah? Have you noticed? Everybody very fond of having a flat abs and going to the gym. You go around and see everybody's doing walking. It's very nice. It's a very good thing that they're doing it. Utilize this. It is not possible. You will not use your eyes, not your hand, not your legs. It is not possible. You would love to use them. You would like to use it. Then why is it we are not utilizing? Unconsciously conscious you are using. Because everything that you do, you are doing it. Because you are conscious. But consciously utilizing the consciousness is what makes you greats, giants, and the people. Because you know then, I can handle it. What? Anything. The moment you start to realize that, I know who I am, and I know I have the supreme power, you will suddenly find whatever you think, just think, it's going to happen. Why? Because you're connected with the supreme consciousness of the universe. Whatever you want. You have to just think of it. And you may not keep on thinking about it. This thought came to you, and you have, it's like you have a mom, you have a dad. I know my mom is dead. So you just, by the way, mention, or you're a wife who's got a loving husband, or you've got a husband who's got a loving wife, and let's say it's a Sunday, and you got up from sleep, and you're feeling a little lethargic, and let's say husband says, what happened? You say, nothing. No, tell me. You just say, I feel like having a cup of coffee. Today, husband, loving husband, he'll go running with a cup of coffee, and he will smile, and he will say, wow, thank you very much. See, what did you do? You just thought of it. And it came. It will be. So, it's not a little bit of material of tea or coffee or some mobile or something like that. It's something else. And learn to start to work with this. So, the ancient India, to the current time, you'll be surprised. This wisdom of the consciousness, David Chafford, he's talking about the hard facts of consciousness. It's a very favorite topic today in the Western world, the consciousness. And most of them are nowhere compared to what you have, the reserve in our India of the consciousness. Start to use that, which is your property. It's not going to go away anywhere. It's with you. But you let it be, let it stay. Once in a while you use it, 2, 3, 4, 5%, and we become what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 10% of the population. And we say, I'm not doing bad. Okay, you're not doing bad, very nice, divine, great thing, you've done a little work. But is that you? or you could be somebody else. So that richness which is within you and me, we have forgotten about it. We become unconscious about it. Give it to the kids the moment you do. That is called education for character. Meaning developing that power from within the child. Where is it? It's just lying there. Show them. You can do it. And you have to ask yourself, I can do it too. And the moment you start to look into it, you will find this is what it means, education, education, education. And you and I are divinely gifted with this beautiful place, the beautiful company, great teachers, great consciously aware. Some of you are doing very well, but don't be complacent. You don't know how much of work I'm doing. Look at this and look at that and look at my report and the IB. Okay, that's very nice, but is that it? Perfection. Perfection has no limit. You have to keep on working and keep on working. Why should people work 20, 22 hours a day? 1 or 2 hours only sleeping. Why should people do that? Utilize those faculties which are given, and you'll be surprised, those other things that you've been asking for, in a good health, good relationship, money, no shortage of anything, whatever I want, it should be there, they will all come running. They come running to you. Now we are running for it, no? We're running for good health and lots of money. The moment anything comes, I have to think of it. I have to say, oh, you don't understand my problem. I have got this problem and I've got that problem and I have to support my parents and support my children. My husband doesn't work, my wife is at home. Something we've got excuses. Don't hide behind them. Whatever the situation is, first, it has come to you. Why? For the same reason. Cause and effect. Everything that you're facing today, everything is because of you. Because what you have done. And what you're going to face 1 year, 2 years, 10 years from today is what you think of it and work with it. That's what is going to happen to you. In the Western world, the great motivators, they say if you want to know what you're going to be, let's say 6 years from today, just watch what you're thinking now. What you think now, that's what you'll become. You're thinking about marriage is a great idea. One bored girl will meet another bored man. Because now you've got a little money and things like that, I got a house, okay, but I'm bored with life. I need a partner. So one bored man will meet a one bored girl. And you say, this is it. This is my soulmate. Happening, no? You haven't even known what is your soul, who is that soul. How do you know who is the mate of that soul? So what happens? Soon enough, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that bored man is boring the bored girl, and bored girl is boring the bored man. And what happened? 78% of the marriages are on the rocks. And now you say, you are the one. Now it is us that we have to look within ourselves. And it is all with us, that consciousness is with you. All you have to be with it. It is like remember the ocean and the wave? Remember the gold and the bracelet? Yeah? The ocean and the wave. Ocean cannot be that without the water of the ocean. And the wave cannot be without that water of the. If there is no water, there is no wave. If there is no gold, there is no gold bracelet. But listen, the gold can be there, bracelet may go. Gold can become a ring or a chain. Gold can continue to contain. Your consciousness is there, will continue to be there. This body may change to something else. But the moment you become, now you have a power to control what's going to happen just now. Will the railway bridge be up or down? You can choose. Every time I get late, you know why? Sir, I got that bridge in front of me. Now, those bridges are there everywhere. Ganga Maya starts from Mount Everest. Yes. Did she say how many poles and how many mountains were there on my way? You don't understand, Dr. Ghosh. How can I reach the ocean? Did the Ganga Maya say that? Whatever may, it will find its way. It will find. So you say, my goal is that, which is infinite. Which is who? You. So, there is a lady who's telling Swami Vivekananda's guru, why is there so much of suffering? Why is God so partial? You don't realize. Why is this? So, Paramahamsa Ramakrishna said it very simply. He said, this is actually Maya. She said, what Maya? I don't know Maya and all that. Why the suffering? Why do we have to suffer? Why did God could have given everything fine and beautiful? No, God had the power to do that. So he kindly said, actually it's the Leela, it's the play of God. She said, do you mind? He is playing and we are suffering here. What kind of a God is this? So then he wanted to cut it short and he said in Bengali, just to show the word. He says, Tumi ke. Who are you? This is what it meant, is that consciousness. So, search for it. How do we do that? There is way. The moment you start to think of it, you will see. Something will happen. Somebody will come down. You know, the other day, I was searching for, I was writing some things about, you keep reading, you know, almost all religion talks about Om. Amen, Amen, Om, Omkar, Ek Omkar. Like this, you will find almost all the religions talking about. I wanted to write something. I had read about something quite a few times, but we have some champion people, they took that book, we keep it somewhere, and when I go back, I like to read that. They nicely tried to clean up, they took the book and put it somewhere. Shadu ma'am and I were searching. We don't know, there are lots of books. Where did they put that book? Couldn't find. I remember vaguely the name and the writer because I look at the content, not who's written it and things like that. So I rang up the other day. I remember it was Ramakrishna Mission. So I rang up the monk. And I told him, sir, I want that particular content. Do you know where is it given, which book? You'll be surprised, none of the monks collect. I said, sir, you search for it. You will find it. I got a message, you will find it. He said, give me 2 days. They couldn't find it. I again rang up. I said, sir, I'm not going to let you go. You have to find it. I want that book. He said, okay, give me 4-5 days. I reminded him again after 3-4 days. He said, honestly, and he found 2, 3, 4, 5 books, but they were not the ones. I said, this is not the one. And then, he did find it. And he was so delighted. He said, you're so lucky, we have to do so much of work, we found it. So what I'm trying to get to you through this, if you search for it, if you persevere, that's what Baba Ambedkar did. Nothing will stop us. Ganga Maya will reach the ocean. You will reach your desired goals of perfection. Children will do too. And isn't that education is all about? Love you all. Thank you.